And with us on the phone this morning, it's Imperial County Chief Executive Officer Tony Rouhotas, and he's got some people with him, Jaime Laquesta and Luis Pacheco. We'll be talking with them. They are Imperial County Park Rangers. But first off, good morning, Tony.
Good morning. How you doing, Carroll?
I am doing well. It's another beautiful day. Good morning, Jaime. Good morning, Luis.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Good morning.
And we got new numbers from the Imperial County Public Health Department yesterday, and the numbers, well, kind of a mixed bag. The bad news, the sad news, there was another death. The positive news, more and more people are recovering. And when I look at the numbers, there's not as many people being hospitalized with the COVID-19 virus. Tony, I know it's Dr. Monday's bailiwick, but how are things progressing in that area in the county?
So you're absolutely right, and it's truly sad, and our hearts and prayers, thoughts and prayers go out to, anybody that has an unfortunate, are we recording our ninth death, and that's nothing we want to see. But you do bring up a positive as well, and what you're seeing a lot is about a third of our population that have been stricken with COVID have recovered, and that's huge. You're also seeing the total positive cases. You're seeing an increase, but you're also seeing a good size increase in patients being tested. And there will be some releases coming out about additional testing that will be taking place over the next, starting next week and going forward. So we'll be having a lot more people tested. So we will see a fluctuation in numbers, but as long as we keep seeing a good increase in the recovered, and that's always a positive. I would also like to point out public health and additional county staff have done a great job on creating the dashboard map that's located on Imperial County's public health website, and it gives all the details broken down on a map with zip code, caseloads, active cases recovered, and such. And there's quite a bit of data on there you can go to and kind of track the results of daily occurrences. Try to update it every day as the test results come back, but it's a great tool for the public to be aware of what's going on throughout the community.
Okay. Now, let's talk to Jaime and Luis. First off, working hard through the pandemic. It's a new word I learned, and but not just at the parks. Now, I know you're back in the parks because the county reopened the parks last week, but prior to that, you guys were kept pretty busy as well, helping out Rosie Blankenship.
Correct. We were out there with the public administrators and AAA, as they like to call themselves, and we're from the minute we got there till after lunch, we were just going. Whether it was making relief bags to drop off at the seniors' residence right at the front door, to also in the afternoons going and helping out the Catholic Charities and delivering hot meals to the different seniors throughout the whole valley, from Salton Sea to Calexico and every small town in between as well.
Okay, one of the things, and Tony is well aware of this, having ridden out a major earthquake, the Imperial County people, we pretty much take care of our own. And you hear a lot of other areas, we need help, we need this, we want this, give us this. In Imperial County, folks like you guys, they just kind of hunker down and get the job done. That's part of the beauty of the valley to me. But so where all did you end up going?
I was in the food bank, and everybody needs some help. Everybody requests help, and the food bank, they do a lot of stuff to provide people a lot of food and right. I mean, it was a good team. We were working on the food bank for a couple of days, or a couple of weeks.
Okay. Now, the parks reopened. That means you're back to doing what you normally do somewhat, because they may be open, but things are a little bit different. What are you seeing at the county parks?
Well, we are seeing a lot of people taking advantage of us reopening the parks there and going out there for, I guess you could say, a breath of fresh air, going out walking our trails, or maybe even grabbing a fishing pole as well, and hanging out outdoors, getting away from the four walls of home, and just soaking in some of that sunshine that Imperial Valley is known for.
And I had to ask you, are there any trout left at Sunbeam Lake?
Definitely. It is getting warm, but they're still catching some limits out there, believe it or not. Most of our anglers right now are actually going for the bass. So
it's spawning season.
It's who?
It's spawning season for the bass. Yeah, they're biting.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, they're catching some, I guess you could say, some fatties out there as well. So it's good. But the best part about it, most of these guys are respectful, and they are catch and release with the bass. So.
Okay. Very good. And now, which of the parks are open?
We have all of the parks from Palo Verde Park, Red Hill Marina, Weiss Lake, Sunbeam Lake, Ocotillo. I guess the main parks are open right now, partially open. They're not completely open to all activities just yet.
Okay, I understand the playgrounds remain closed, but you can walk, you can jog, you can exercise, but still maintain the appropriate facial coverings and social distancing, right?
That's correct, sir.
Okay. And Tony, I have to interject. I believe San Diego, this weekend, facial coverings become mandatory in San Diego. They're a little bit behind the times, aren't they?
Are they a little bit behind the times, or are we just ahead?
I think perhaps we are a bit ahead, and that may be one of the reasons why the numbers are not as bad as what they might be.
No, and I think that's a big part to you guys helping us get that message out there also. We put that message out. That's a big decision to make, to place upon your community. But when you do see a slow rise in the numbers, obviously it's a good indicator that something was correctly done and put in place. So I did hear San Diego County is making that mandatory. Being a neighbor, it would probably have been a little bit nicer if they would have sped that decision up a little bit. I think we all have people that travel back and forth to San Diego. And even though what we're doing here in Imperial County, if we cross into Mexicali, go into Arizona, and go into our neighboring counties, we can still bring stuff back. So I'm glad to see that they're doing it. But we took action right away, and hopefully it was a true indicator of how it worked for us. Okay.
Now, you have started a program looking to reopen the valley. How are we progressing on that?
So the draft plan is open. I actually have a huge Zoom conference. Zoom is the new word, right? Everybody's Zooming. I have a big conference today at 1:30. I have the draft plan has already been sent to several participating agencies that will be involved. And that occurs at 1:30, and I have faith-based organizations, nonprofit organizations, city governments, of course the county governments, and a lot of our departments. But we also have involved the chambers as well, and the Office of Education is also being represented. So what we're doing today is going over the plan, kind of going over not so much time frames, but we want to have the trigger points ready. So as the governor starts unleashing or unraveling his plan, we've already done all the footwork. So we have the matrices done. As soon as they're ready to say, okay, this can happen, we already want to be able to roll it out and say, okay, cities, allow this to happen, or county public health, environmental health, allow these steps to already take place. So all the footwork's going to be done ahead of time. So as soon as we start getting wind of notification, we start unveiling it and rolling it out so people can immediately take advantage of it as soon as it's ready.
Okay, and you mentioned you have a meeting today, video conference,
yes, sir.
And progressing on that. What other areas what directions are we moving in?
So what it's going to be is it's going to be a phased approach. I don't know if you saw the governor's phases. We've taken those phases and put a lot of detail. What we're trying to do is maintain the true balance of the community health aspect as we look at what businesses can be open based on the phases. We have to take into consideration the medical surge aspect. You can't open up everything too soon without putting a surge upon the hospitals. So there's a true balancing act. So public health staff has put a great deal of thought into this plan moving forward. You also have to think about occupancy. And the other big one is state licensing or county licensing. A lot of these businesses operate off certain licensing that have to maintain within this, what the governor's put out there and what the local public health director has put out within their health orders. So it's all about maintaining, creating that healthy balance and making sure we don't move too fast, too quick, and still protect our citizens.
Okay. And anything big this weekend? You know, no marathons or triathlons that you're participating in?
Well, I'm sure these two guys sitting next to me have been on a marathon or feel like they've been on a marathon and on the treadmill for, anyway. I made a joke yesterday at the EOC briefing, or this week during the EOC briefing. I started off by saying, hey, we're rolling into day 3,652. At least that's what it feels like.
Yes. Star date 2984.
There you go. That's exactly right.
Okay. Well, we appreciate the visit today, Tony, and also Jaime and Luis. And keep it up. Let's keep moving in the right direction because, to me, that's what it appears. We are heading in the right direction.
All right. Well, thanks for having us.
Sir.
Okay.
Carol, thanks for allowing me to have these gentlemen on here with me. They're true heroes behind the scenes, and they needed to be recognized. And they all have a workforce behind them, but I wanted to drag a couple of them in here. When they heard this was going live right before the phone call, they all looked at me kind of.
Okay.
They truly do need to be recognized. They've done a great job, and we truly appreciate what they bring to the community.
And by the way, it's also on YouTube and Facebook.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay, guys, get back to work.
We will do. Thank you.
Thanks, Carol. Bye.
Hey, what's up, man? What's going on? Hey, let me call you back, man.
Hey man, how's it going?
Hi. So I have this stain, and I heard you're the guy.
Say no more. Valley Dry Cleaning's got you covered. There you go, man.
Cool, man. Hey, man, you got it out. What'd you guys do?
Let's just say we've got a secret weapon.
Thanks, man.